Let's Talk Oculus is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to know how to support the show, go to patreon.com/playtestvr. What's up, Oculus nerds? I'm Dan from Playtest VR. Welcome to the last Let's Talk Oculus of 2021. This is episode 29, and to round off your year, as always, I am joined by the Grandmaster of Shangri-La. It's Samson. How are you doing?
Hello, and happy holidays, everybody.
Definitely. How are you doing? Did you get your hot water fixed?
Oh yeah. We are boiling.
We are having showers.
Yep, we can take, reasonably long showers too. I pushed it a bit today.
Yeah.
We're recording on a Sunday. I figured I'd take a nice little extended shower, and didn't even start to get cold.
Very nice.
It's quite nice.
Very
good
nice.
Pressure. I love good water pressure.
Water pressure is essential. I feel like that's the main part of the shower.
Yeah.
Even if the shower head is crap, I was like, is it got good pressure though? I'd rather have a bad shower head and good pressure coming out.
Yeah. That water can be going any which direction as long as it's coming out hard.
I can find the water. Yeah, that's a funny thing that you just said there. All right, so to round out the year, we're gonna look ahead to next year, 2022. It might be the year of VR, although I guess we've said that every year for the last 2-3 years. We'll be discussing what we kind of want to see or what we hope to see. And we'll also be having a little bit of fun because it is the holidays. We're going to rank the Walkabout Mini Golf Courses. There's already been 10 courses now with the latest update, 360 holes, and we've played a lot of it. A lot of the just general Walkabout Mini Golf across the year. Probably my game of the year that's not actually come out this year, to be honest, the way it's grown so much.
Oh, let me tell you. So yesterday, I had like a small Christmas dinner with my family and my cousins, and my mom got my cousin Quest 2 because he had tried mine out over the course of the last few weeks, and he specifically loved pistol whip more than anything. But he tried a bunch of different shooters, but he was loving it. And my brother was talking up VR. He's like, yeah, it's great. You can just get into golf, into mini golf, and just right in that world. And let me tell you, my brother, the only thing he plays on his Quest is Walkabout. He doesn't own another app. I don't believe. Maybe he's gotten into Rec Room a couple times, but he gets motion sickness. So he was literally talking up VR to all these people and only plays Walkabout. I was like, you have a $300
system
that is purely for mini golf, and you've probably gotten your money's worth out of it.
He's probably got his money worth, and plus,
if you figure, mini golf's like $10 to $15 each time. So.
Yeah, more power to you. It's like some of I've got one friend here who has a PS5, and all he does is play FIFA, and it's the only game that he owns. All right, and he'll get one every single year, and he doesn't care about gaming in general. He just cares about FIFA. And he's got his
roster update.
Exactly, loves that roster update for $700 or whatever it costs here in Canada. Just for FIFA. It sounds crazy, but hey, if you're playing it all the time, more power to you. Who cares what game you're playing? It's like I think with my uncle who got the Quest. I think I mentioned it before. He only plays Walkabout as well, and he doesn't even like golf. And that's all he does. He always plays Walkabout. So yeah, it's still one of the winners. So I think it'd be nice also with this podcast to, say to pay our, I guess, respects to the one of the best games that we'd say, which is on the Quest. But before we get into that, little housekeeping. Audio listeners, you can see the video version on the Let's Talk Oculus YouTube channel. And for you video watchers, this episode is on all good all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. You can tell I've already tuned out for the year. I'm ready for my vacation. If you want to be part of the show, send in your questions to letstalkoculus@gmail.com. We also have a Discord, which is available for everybody. The links will be in the description below, whether you're on the YouTube or on the audio. And if you want to support us, throw us $1 at patreon.com/playtestvr for early access episodes. So this will be our last episode of the year. I'll post on Twitter and Discord when we'll be coming back, but it'll probably be mid January, because I'll be heading back to the UK and I'm not sure how much news we'll have anyway. But stay tuned for that. Let's get into the actual podcast itself. Walkabout Mini Golf. Let's start with that because I think that'll be quite fun. We're going to rank the easy courses in this episode, and is the next episode, if we probably won't have that much news, so we'll do the hard courses, because even though they're the same location, they drastically change if it's easy or hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through one by one, starting from 10th, and we'll talk a little bit about them. And in between as well, I posted on Twitter people's top 3. So it'll be interesting to see. I'll throw them into the list that we have, and it'll be interesting to see what other people have to say. All right, Samson, you played a crap ton of Walkabout Mini Golf all this year. What is your not worst? The thing is, I'm going to say this as well. Top 10 courses, whether it's 10th, 9th, 8th, whatever.
No, it's my least favorite.
It's the least favorite. But all of them are amazing. I go back to all of them. They're all fantastic, and I love the game so much.
Random is the way to go.
Yeah, random is definitely the way to go. All right, kick us off with number 10.
Number 10, drum roll, por favor. Tethys Station.
Interesting you say that. Why do you say Tethys Station?
All right, so I won't lie. I had this one and another one flipping between
like for the last
for
spot.
some reason I had them between 8 and 10. Really, I had a little 8, 9, 10 like conundrum here. So right at the last second before we started recording, I switched it. And it's definitely different for the hard maps, but easy wise, I just it's hard for me to put words to why it's my least favorite. It might be like is it
something to do with
I don't really know. I don't know the stats between it all, but it feels like it has the most like par 3s or like
Well, there's some holes that the thing is, just to go onto it on Twitter, we had Josh Allen who tweeted out his top 3, and he said Gothic, Bonanza, and Cherry is his top 3, and he says fire the space station into the sun. And then we have another one. We have Peanut Butter and Biscuits, the Ted Lasso podcast, which I assume is Craig, who we had on the show a couple episodes ago. He said anything, he'll play anything but the damn space one. The holes are nuts. So I know that, I guess I didn't specify in Twitter whether we're talking about the easy or hard. I know in hard mode it is ridiculously difficult. But I think in easy mode there are a few holes as well that can be difficult. It's interesting how you put it in the last one. A lot of people seem to agree with you. It's just your least favorite. It's least played as well, probably.
Yeah, I'll play this one without a problem. I will not complain about getting this one, especially the easy one.
Did you always have this kind of thought when they first came out with this, or like did you already know when you first played the first few times you thought, okay, this is probably my least favorite one? It's not grabbing you like some of the recent ones that we've had? Or was it something that just developed over the time when you started to see more of the ones getting released in the DLC and you're going, okay,
no spoilers here, but like DLC, my top half teeters that way.
Interesting.
And
okay.
So,
all right. It's interesting. Well, I'll talk about Tethys Station a little bit more from my perspective once I get to it, where I have it in my list. Number 10 for me is Arizona Modern. Arizona Modern for me it's the probably least played course that I play. This and number 9, which we'll get into in a moment. Reason why I think like once again I play every course, but I get a bit tired of the same mechanic throughout the whole part of this course. It's very rounded, this course. It has like all those rounded features where you hit it into this spot, and then it's Arizona Modern actually Tethys Station do share a few similarities in some of their holes, you know. But it's kind of like you have to spiral around a course and such, and it's great and all, but I think I prefer the courses that mix a lot of different features in, you know. I think they get more mature when they come out with the DLC because they start to incorporate every kind of mechanic or every kind of whole layout in their newer courses. But Arizona Modern, and plus the aesthetic, I really like the music to Arizona Modern. I think it's really, really calming. I just jumped into it before we recorded just to get a little refresher on it, but the actual course, the aesthetics is very orange. It's very orange. There's not much going on compared to the other ones, so it's probably my least favorite, to be honest.
Yes, very
Yeah.
interesting.
Samson, do you want to kick us off with 9 here?
Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Cherry Blossom.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I struggle with this one. And going back to Tethys Station, I think it's just it feels kind of gimmicky. Like that 18th hole, like that whole situation.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Sorry, I had like a minute there to think about it a little bit.
I have a similar problem with another course because of that type of gimmick as well. But we'll talk about that later. Continue with Cherry Blossom.
Yeah, Cherry Blossom. I just struggle with the angles on this one. And there's a few holes on this course that just always give me trouble. Specifically, I forget the hole number, but it's sort of shaped like a triangle, and you got to hit it up the hill, and then it's got to fall in between like a section,
the bamboo and such,
or you can hit it too hard and it goes over to the other side, in which case you got to hit. I always end up keep going back and forth. Oh my, just back and forth, all night.
Yeah,
and
fair
it's
enough.
Yeah, it's very beautiful course. I love the cherry blossoms.
Love them. Yeah.
But yeah, I generally sigh when this one is randomly chosen.
This is a course that I mean, we'll talk about it in the next episode, but I do prefer the night mode quite considerably more over the standard one. I think more to do with the challenge to get the putter. I find really fun in this one. It's interesting you say that because Josh Allen, like we mentioned before, this is not Josh Allen, the football player. This is Josh Allen on Twitter. He put Cherry as his third plate favorite, and so did the Cheat 010 or 10. He put Shangri-La as his first, Gardens of Babylon as a second, so the 2 DLCs, and then Cherry Blossom as his third one as well. It's funny because you mentioned that Cherry Blossom for me is, I really love this course. I like, this is a course that I really love, but then once I stacked it amongst all the other ones, it fell too. And we'll talk about my Cherry Blossom ranking at the moment, but 9 is for me is Seagull Stacks. Seagull Stacks for me, that could have exchanged with Arizona Modern at 10 to me. I like Seagull Stacks. I had a lot of fun with in the hard mode with the riddle with my uncle, but in easy mode, like it's a fine course. It doesn't do anything exciting. The environment is nice. I like the way that you kind of climb a hill and then you come all the way back down. But once again, judging to all the other courses, it's just not as exciting, you know. There's nothing too much going on. Once again, I don't really like the color palette on this one. It's very gray and green. You know,
you don't like these OG colors, huh?
It's the OG colors, yeah. When you look at something like Gardens of Babylon,
bland,
which we'll talk about later, it's so vibrant, and yeah, they are more bland. And I guess that's just the start of it. Once they got more and more popular, they can put more money into the art design and such, and you can see the difference between the original courses to the DLC ones, especially. The Seagull Stacks is probably, once again, that when you say Cherry Blossom's the one that you go, oh, if it gets picked on the random, for me it'll be Seagull Stacks. For me it'll be Seagull Stacks, but or Arizona Modern with the 9 or 10. But all right, yeah. So I don't think any of the people who tweeted back at me, no one put Seagull Stacks in the top 3, but they did for Cherry Blossom, which I'm gonna hijack number 8 because that was my number 8 was Cherry Blossom. And like I said, I won't elaborate on it too much. Was just because I really like Cherry Blossom. Like, it's really nice. I really like what they did with the holes. It wasn't as good as the first one. Otherwise, I would have said the first one by now, Tourist Trap. But a few of the holes are cool with the bamboo shoots. It was just a little bit different than the first course, where the first course was kind of safe. Where this one, they started to experiment with different objects, and I think they did it more in Cherry Blossom than they did in Seagull Stacks. But yeah, I like Cherry Blossom, but yeah, I can see why it would be on your number 9, but it's on my number 8. So I think we pretty much agree on that.
It's close.
Definitely. So what's your number 8?
Number 8, Bogey's Bonanza. Once again, I kind of enjoyed this one, but I much prefer the hard on Bogeys than the easy one. It's got some fun holes. Nothing like over the top challenging. But just like, just compared to everything else, it's
yeah.
Still here at 8.
Bogey's Bonanza is interesting because that is actually my number 7. Bogey's Bonanza.
Look at this.
We're quite
close,
like in sync,
yeah.
That's number 7 for me because it's an interesting
segue too.
I know it's an interesting one because when it came out, I was so excited for the setting of the Wild Wild West one. But this is a weird thing to say, right? Every time I play Bogey's Bonanza, I get tired. I get really tired, and it's only that course, and I don't know why. I don't know what it is, the feel of it or something. It's a freaking amazing course though. It's really fun. I love
18's a little underwhelming on that one. I do really like the one where you got to hit the ball into the guy's heart.
Yeah.
I do like, and I love this sound.
The pipe sound.
Yeah, the pipe sound. Yeah,
the pipe sounds wicked on one of the holes that you have to hit on the rooftop. It comes down as well. I really like the hole that's just a long curve and it has one plank of wood in the middle for the easy mode. And it's like it's like some
the
rocks,
railroad kind of
railroad kind of thing. Yeah,
I know. Man, that one's stagnant and stuff. Yeah,
I was about to say, I know PJ. I remember when I think it was me, you, and PJ played from PJ from VR Verdict
there for a few,
and yeah, he was raging on that one. And I feel like both times I played PJ on that course, he did the exact same thing. But that's a tough hole, and I really like it when you go into the saloon. I think it's fun, and they started to incorporate hills a little bit into this one. The balls, to find the balls, are fairly straightforward in this course. To be fair, I think most of them are fairly straightforward for a lot, and apart from a few.
Yeah, in the beginning, yeah.
There's always a few that you just can't find for the life of us, which we'll talk about later with gardens. But
oh boy.
Woo. Yeah. But Bogey's Bonanza, yeah, I think it's a great one on paper. It's just, I don't know, it always makes me feel tired, which is such a weird thing. Such a weird thing. But yeah, I guess that's my number 7. So what's your number 7?
Leading to my number 7 is Arizona Modern.
Any thoughts on Arizona Modern?
It's got some tough holes. I think this is one, the hole where it's like a half pipe.
Yep.
Where it's like if you hit it straight and perfect, it's like a hole in one. That hole took me until watching Inner Princess VR YouTube on how to understand to like hit it. I would always hit it too hard, and I could never. I would always stroke limit it, like stroke out.
Yeah.
I was like, how do you get the ball over there?
The half pipe is kind of cool, especially in the hard mode too. The half pipe is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
But yeah, some of these ones I really like this the one with the three sort of gaps. They sort of redid it with Tessa's Station with like 5 of them type of deal where you gotta you kind of skip ahead and bounce it over. And then it's got that one where it's like the circle, but the hole is on an island, but you can hit the rock right in front and bounce it in. A couple challenging ones like that I kind of like, but yeah, nothing really to. I'm never really like, yeah, I got Arizona. Yeah,
it's just a solid,
not like the iced tea. It's not like the iced tea.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to rethink my list. Maybe I should put Seagull as 10th and Arizona as 9th. But it doesn't matter now. We've gone past that. I would say number 6 is
too far.
Number 6 is Tethys Station for me. And the funny thing is, like, as we've been talking, and you just mentioned with Arizona, I feel like Arizona and Tethys Station are very similar in some regards, in especially a lot of these holes. The reason why I like it more than I guess a lot of people, as we've seen, like is the aesthetic of it. It was the first course that I had played, which was new, because I missed the original Gothic completely for Halloween. I wasn't really playing Walkabout that much. So Tethys was the first one that got me back into Walkabout. And I think it's a challenging course, but there's a lot of fun trick shots to be had. Especially the room. I can't remember which hole, but it was the room where it's like a greenhouse in a way. There's plants everywhere, and the scale is beautiful. I think at the time that was the most beautiful course on there.
It was huge, yeah. You can finally fly around.
Yeah, you can fly around. It was a big course. I always really liked it. I really like the color palette. I like the purple, the maroon color palette in there. I kind of like the space kind of setting. Yeah, it's a good one. To be honest, though, if I'm looking at what we've got so far in our top 7/6, the courses that we've named, I don't think I go back to much of them. It's the top 5, which we'll get onto after you say your 6, is the ones that I kind of play constantly. Is the ones that I always go to. But yeah, Tethys Station is interesting. I feel like not a lot of people like it, maybe because it's a little bit too difficult. But yeah, I find it really fun. What's your 6?
6 for me is Seagull Stacks. And just pretty much just like it's just mini golf, man. Just a mini golf. This one you just like you get it, you're like, all right, we're up high, we're up on these cliffs. I do enjoy the seagulls flying around, the wind wisping. And yeah, none of the holes like really stand out or like really stump me. So yeah, it's just run of the mill.
It's the course, golf, man. It's the course that me and my uncle literally had our putter, which was the tree-like putter that we got from Cherry Blossom, I think, and just put it between our legs and was flying around like hogwarts around the Seagull Stacks, because it's very inviting to fly through the middle of the rocks as well, because there's like big holes that you can go through,
big arches,
big gaps, that you can go through and such. So
I do pretty much always play random maps. I don't usually pick my maps when I'm playing, unless there's like a new course has come out. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, definitely. I think when I'm playing with friends, I normally just click on just hard. Now we're so good at the game now,
Here we go, top 5.
Top 5.
Should you go on with the rest of the podcast and say the top 5 at the end?
I think we'll go to the top 5, but before we go to the top 5, let me just read out what everyone else has sent so far. PJ from VR Verdict said he didn't give us a top 5, but he says, Quixote Valley is his favorite by far, but he hasn't played the Shangri-La course yet. Gina says Shangri-La is a top choice. Gothic, then Quixote Valley, should I say? Kim from our Patreon, Kim, she says Gardens of Babylon is our top. Gothic is second. Quixote Valley is third. And she says ranked mostly for beauty rather than gameplay, but I think gameplay is good on each one of these, especially the introduction of the wind mechanic in Quixote Valley. So that's everyone that we've heard from. So the top 5. Here we go.
Yeah. And judging by what we have left, I think we're,
we kind of, I feel like
similar.
all of them, because we've said Arizona, we've said Seagull Stacks, we've said Cherry Blossom, we've said Bogey's Bonanza, and we've said Testy Station. I think all of us, I mean, both of us, sorry, have said them right in the 10 to 6.
Yeah, we must have the exact same top 5.
So our top 5 and bottom 10 to 6 are exactly the same.
That's crazy.
I know, that is mad.
Just a slightly different order, but
yeah. Well,
anyway,
what is your 5? You start with your 5. Let's switch it back to you. Give us your 5
switch
first.
Switch back. Tourist Trap.
Yeah, my 5's Tourist Trap too.
Obviously, generally people's first introduction to this game. Hole 1 is the most simple,
Yeah.
All right, here's what we're here to do. Here's your ball. Here's the hole. This stuff is flat. Hit it in there.
Hole 2 is very similar, but then they just introduced the rock in front of it.
yeah, exactly. And then that hole 18, man, where I always go for it, where you try to hit it backwards, and it's much easier on the hard map. But this one's just kind of fun. The pirate ship broken, like this is just good old classic mini golf, and it just feels like a lot of this one feels like you could be at a real life course. Like, oh, I've been at this hole before, over one last time I went to Florida. But
this course
Tourist Trap.
Like I said, this course is my 5th as well, and the reason why I put it here is because it's not the most exciting course compared to stuff like Tessie Station, Arizona, Bogey's Bonanza or such, but it's the most, I'd say it's the most solid course. Like you could, if I'm giving Walkabout to somebody who's never tried it before, I put them in the first course. That's what I always do, because it also teaches you how to play the game a little bit more. It slowly builds you in. The first hole, there's nothing. The second hole, they add a rock in. The third hole, I think the third hole or one of the holes shortly after, they incorporate like ramps where you have to select the right ramp essentially to get it closer to the hole. And then when you go into the cave as well is really fun, because you kind of see what VR is like. When you're outside, it's all light. When you go into the cave, you do get the sense that you're in somewhere dark. The lighting's very good.
The torches.
Yeah, and I think the 9th hole is the one where you can hit over the little tiny bridge, like the thin bridge if you want to, or go around
the shortcut
as well. With the shortcut too. Like everything you said, this is just straight up mini golf, and it's solid, and they do it so well. I don't really go back to this course if I'm selecting a course, but like I said, this is the course that I give everybody else into VR, and it's not complicated. It's just solid mini golf. Definitely. Yeah. All right. Let me switch it back to me.
That was our first one that's been exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah. I don't think our next one will be though. Number 4 for me is Shangri-La, is the latest course. The latest course is phenomenal. Like it's so good. If you're just ranking on aesthetics alone, this is number 1 for me. Just because they've got the lift in there, which is beautiful. The way the holes are kind of so far apart from each other, some of them, like you can press obviously the trigger and it will take you to the next hole, but if you're actually just walking, there's actually quite a bit to walk. Even the first hole alone, you have to, unless you're playing on hard mode, you have to go across the bridge and get to the first hole. rather than it's just starting in front of you or anything like that. Some of the holes are separated a lot. They've got the 18th hole, which is shooting into the abyss of just nothing. And it was pretty cool when you finally shoot into it and then you go, oh, where's the ball? Is it going to be one of those like Tethy Station or Gardens of Babylon where it's a hole in one if you get it right? But
Yeah,
no,
that one had me. I was like,
yeah,
what do I do? I just kept holding
exactly.
trigger.
Exactly. And you get down there and you're like, oh, it's like a full on level as well, which I really prefer those to be the 18th hole, to be honest. Um it's beautiful. The music's really calming, really, really. I mean, most of them are, but like, it's gorgeous. The introduction of sand, is a fantastic introduction. Um, I was playing mini golf when I said,
Spoiler alert.
oh yeah, spoilers, apologies. But yeah, if you, I played mini golf the other day, or not the other day, like a few weeks ago, at the bar, at this bar, which has this like a little mini golf in the middle. It's nothing fancy, but one of the holes they do have sand in. And I remember looking at it, I was like, yeah, I don't know why Walkabout has not put this in yet, put sand in yet, but
Yeah,
they have
it
now.
is warm enough to play mini golf in December.
Yeah. You know how hot it is? I don't know if you can see how much light. I've got curtains. It's
I see
boiling.
you're wearing a t-shirt. It's
Oh, I'm wearing
bonkers.
I wear a t-shirt and shorts in the house. We got our heating cracked up to 23 degrees Celsius,
It's
whatever that is in Fahrenheit.
it's
But
that's
outside,
it's pretty warm.
6 degrees in Vancouver currently. Six
Yeah,
degrees.
see, so it is cold.
It's cold, but when the sun's out, it's like pretty nice. Put the gloves on, you'll be fine. You'll be
All
okay.
right, I'll change my shit to Celsius, and then we can
Compare weathers.
we can talk on the same page. Yeah, because I'm not doing that. Divide by 36 or whatever the math problem is for it.
But yeah. Anyway, while I convert that for you, what's your number
Yeah.
four?
Number 4, Gardens of Babylon.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. That really steep hill hole, man, that one kills me. Uh, Not quite as bad as its hard mode counterpart, but other than that, it's very beautiful, like super vibrant. The butterflies flying. Man, finding that ball on hole 6. God
It took all four of us,
bless
all
you,
five of us.
Gina. God bless you, Gina. Because without Gina, I ain't never found that ball. Um, won't disclose where it is, but my God, those of you who have found it, you know where it was, and whew, more power to you, because I did not find that on my own. I looked for a solid 45 minutes, 100% I did.
Yeah, because all of us were in there, right? And you were in
Yeah.
there earlier
Oh,
with
we went in there
PJ.
practice mode. I was in there first. I was like, yo, PJ, or second, PJ, can we go to practice mode so we can like look for some of those balls? He's like, yeah, sure, man. We get in there, waited for everybody to join in. Then during the first few holes, because we're playing 5 people, you got some time. So I kept going back to hole 6. Oh man. Whew, that was brutal. But yeah, I love playing it. It's got some fun holes. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, 73.4 degrees Fahrenheit is my house, is what I said. I normally put it on there or extra Celsius up.
Wait, what? Why do you? It's super warm.
Yeah, I know.
It's
That's why
super
I'm just
duper
shorts
warm.
and t-shirt.
Yeah. What do you? Are you oil, electric? What kind of heat you got over
We're
there?
um we're electric, yeah. But it's all the bills are included in the house. So we're like,
Mm.
crank that up. Plus, we didn't
That's
have
like
it.
too hot though. I don't think I could like. I can't sleep comfortably in that.
Yeah, fair enough. I see what you mean. But no, we love it. We
Yeah.
love it. It's like Hawaii in here. You should see our living room. There's
Yeah.
lays everywhere.
No, me and my roommate are definitely different. I like it colder than he does. So
Yeah.
like, because I work second shift, he usually gets home, and a little after 5, and I get home a little after 9. He comes home, turns the heat on. I come home, I turn the heat down, and so he gets it warm for 5 or so hours. But I mean, I can't sleep with it that warm for
Yeah.
sure.
My old housemate was the same. He's
We're
from
also
out Whistler, so he was just used to that cold. You'd have the
Yeah,
window
we're also
open
just
in
like
the crack
paying
of
for
December.
oil.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's true.
you know, I
Get
don't
the
want to.
electric heaters on. Anywho,
Yeah.
going
Sorry.
back to our list, which we now get onto our top three. Okay, so everything that we've had so far has been the same, apart from the top four here, because we've created slightly off because I said Shangri-La already. Number three is Gardens of Babylon to me. I'm not gonna lie, by the way, just full disclosure, as we've been going through this list, I've been changing. Every time I look at it and I go, yeah, maybe that's not as good as what I think it is and such.
I've made two different changes while we've been going.
I made a few. I had Tethy Station was much higher in my list, but I put it down after I was like, no, it's not Tourist Trap. Tourist Trap is better. Anyway, Gardens of Babylon's an interesting one because when the DLC came out, I realized it feels so much, well, to me, it felt very different to the rest of the games. I don't know if it's because I paid for it or it just the sense of the vibrancy of that course is probably the best. Um, Obviously we talk about Shangri-La as well, but I still think the vibrancy of Gardens of Babylon is very light, very blue, very green, flowers everywhere, very Greek, you know. Um, the scale of it is weird because I feel like it's much smaller than most courses. You know, it is everything's contained into one like square in a way, where you look at something like Cherry Blossom or something, it's over a park, and you know we've talked about Tetty Station, how big that one is, for example. So this one, and then like Tourist Traps on a full-on island. So this one just sense of scale, it feels small. Some of the holes are really hard. Ramp Rock, big shout out to Ramp Rock. Most of you have no idea what that reference is, but if you know, you know. um Hole 6 Ramp Rock. Yeah, we have the crazy hill hole, which is difficult, but even more difficult in the hard mode. But I don't like what they did with the 18th. I don't like that hole at all. That's probably the one hole that I would say docks a few points. I feel like if 18th hole was another clever hole, like some of the other ones were, like Shangri-La, for example, I would probably put it into my top
You don't
two.
like the kerplunk ones, where it's just like, you know.
I don't like. It's the same with Tessie Station. It's like I don't like that one. Like I feel like it's just become chance, you know, of what you. Well, it's just yeah. The thing with Gardens of Babylon, that one in particular, is you can either get it in one or get it in 20. You know, sometimes you just you either go for it or not go for it. It's much better in hard mode the way they've done that whole, I think, in my opinion. But we'll talk about that on the next podcast. But yeah, Gardens of Babylon is beautiful. It's a beautiful course. I found it very easy when I first did the easy mode. Um, but then when we played it as five, I found it more difficult because I think when you just play it on your own, I feel like you just play faster and you don't think about it too much. But when you're playing with all five, you see other people's shots and you're like, oh, okay, I see your shot. Let me try and copy that. I think one of the holes was I can't remember which one, but I don't know if you can remember when we were playing and PJ hit it on the actual sides rather than actually hitting it towards the hole. The one that is downhill and you kind of
Yeah.
gotta slowly hit it, right, and so it doesn't bounce over the walls or anything. But PJ thought, okay, I'm gonna go off the course and get it bouncing right next to the hole. And I was like, oh, okay, let's try that and let's see that. And then I butchered it. I was thoroughly butchered it. So yeah, Gardens of Babylon was my third. Fantastic course. Over to you.
To me, it is the latest Shangri-La.
Interesting.
Uh, yeah, really enjoyed this course. Played through it last night, and I mean, Jiminy Williker is so beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
All those floating lanterns.
Oh, that night mode. Yeah, night mode.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, wait. I can't remember. Was it phone lanterns in the easy mode as well?
I think there might have been.
There
I don't
might have been a
remember.
few.
I played them both, and they honestly sort of both fade into one. But
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed them both, and they're both very beautiful. And yeah, it deserves this top three spot. Uh, holes super fun to work through.
What do you think about the
Yeah.
sand?
Oh yeah, love the sand.
Especially when
Love
it
the
stops you
sand.
from going
In
over.
fact, yeah, this is like a theme of my top 3 for sure. But yeah, added little thing to the course, little difficulty. Loved it. Loved the sand.
Love the sand. So that's interesting because didn't you slip to me just before we recorded this that this was your number one? So
Yeah.
was this
Yeah,
a
yeah.
change during our
Yeah, I moved it.
podcast?
Yeah. Yeah, I moved it.
That did surprise me. I was like, oh, I didn't expect that one. So that's cool. Yeah, fantastic, fantastic course in general. Um, let's talk about our number two. My number
Shall I?
two.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you go for it actually. Yeah, you go for it. Switch it back to you. See if it's the same.
I mean, at this point, we should just do our number one, right? Because they're saying our number 2 gives away our number 1.
Yeah, sure, sure. Let's see.
All right.
Let's see. Let's just hear your top two then.
Okay. So, top 1 for me, original Gothic. First, new course. And that first hole when I saw that axe swinging
Yep.
back and forth, and I was just like, whoa,
Mhm.
this is where this game can go.
It's a big step up, isn't it, from the
Yeah.
original courses? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You'd move and stuff.
Hmm.
And the holiday theme. Love the holiday theme.
Yeah.
So yeah, original Gothic. It had some fun stuff added in. Nothing like wind or sand, but
They did well with the objects more than
the
anything,
movie,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And had some fun with playing angles. Though that hole 18,
Holo teens can be tough. Yeah.
well, hole 18 on the hard one, I guess that's a tough one. Hole 18 on the easy one is just the 1, 2, 3. You got to hit it, kind of like Gardens of Babylon, I guess.
I really like the 17th hole in particular. The way you can go straight and then completely right angle to the right and then left again if you want to, or you can just try and go completely off the course towards the 16th hole to try and get through the railing or whatever it was, and through one of the holes and try and get it down in one, or try and get down in two, and rather than taking like 3 or 4 shots. So yeah, I think there's so much opportunity for trick shots in Gothic.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's my number 1. Coyote Valley, number 2. Very close. Love the wind. Very beautiful course. Really enjoy it. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say it. I think my top 5 courses I could play on loop for until my headset died.
Well, exactly the same. And we have
Until
the
both headsets died.
we have the same top 5. We
Yeah.
have the same top 5, and I would agree. And it's funny you say that because mine is completely opposite. I have original Gothic as my number 2, and then I have Coyote Valley as my number 1. Original Gothic, the reason why I put it as number 2 rather than number 1 is because I think it does a lot of clever things when it comes to just object design of where they're going to be placed. So there's a certain hole where they incorporate ramps quite a lot in this one. Holes that are on angles. The aesthetic, it's an interesting one. I feel like this could have been my number 1 if I played it when it came out, but I didn't. I played Tethys Station first as my first new course that came into it, and I always left out original Gothic, and I just never played it. I don't know why. And then Tethys Station came out, and then the one after Tethys Station, which was Bogey's Bonanza, came out, I think, and then I played that one. And only then I went to original Gothic. And I think I played it with you first for the first ever time. And I don't know. I think I'm not into the Halloween kind of theme at all. I'm just not. It's just not really what I've been grown up on the Halloween.
It goes to Christmas.
I know. I didn't know that. So that's the thing. I didn't know that. And then when I played it, I was like, oh crap, this is actually wicked. And then I played the hard mode with my uncle. We found all the riddles as well, and it was super fun. Um, and yeah, this course is fantastic. This is I for me in my head it feels like a very underrated course, and but I guess it's not because we saw on our other people who have mentioned their top threes, this is up there, and yeah, I think it's a fantastic course. And Kyoto Valley is my top one because of I think it hits everything perfectly in terms of what a walkabout mini golf course is. It has a beautiful course design. The music is gorgeous. The placement of the balls are pretty good as well. It's one of the things that I don't particularly like with the two DLCs that have come out with. I think some of the ball designs are a bit boring, especially in Gardens of Babylon, where they're mostly just blue or just have different patterns, right? Shangri-La is cool. There's an 8-ball in there. I don't know if you found that one yet, but
Yeah, I don't think so.
there's an 8-ball which was pretty sick. Um, really easy the Shangri-La balls, to be honest. Apart from then, I can't get the last three to save my life, but, but verse
I think I
16 are
found like
fine.
8 of them. I
Yeah,
was really just trying to choke through.
trying to get through. Yeah, but Kyoto Valley, and then of course the wind mechanic is phenomenal. And one of those holes, the hole that you have to hit into the wind to get into the hole.
Oh,
I think that's hole 16 or 15 or 16.
13, I think.
Was it that early on? Yeah,
I don't know.
is I love the fact that they also just had the first 9 holes was just like a quality course, and then they incorporate the ring mechanic after that, so the 10th hole
Mm-hmm.
onwards. Because it's an interesting thing. I feel like maybe they were right to think if they did the wing mechanic for the whole course, it would get a bit too hard or just a bit worn out a little bit. You're okay, gotta shoot it this one, this one, this one. I don't know. I'm sure they tested that. I'm sure like every hole had wind first, and they just changed it up. The windmill hole as well which is sick, which is really hard times when you have to hit it onto the windmill and then make sure it doesn't roll down to try and get it in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and stuff.
And of course you've got what is in there? Is it a cow that's in there in the little hut in the hole 3?
Oh,
I can't remember what animal it was now. I
cow
want
or
to
sheep?
sheep. Yeah, there's a sheep. You're right. Yeah, the sheep there as well, which is cool. Um, yeah, Kyoto Valley. I think they nailed on everything. I don't think there's any bad hole either. The 18th hole is really done well. It's so much fun. It's difficult, but it's
Like a
it's
driver. Yeah.
it's a driver, yeah. But it's fun once you nail that and hit the tree in the right place. There's no actual strategic to it, I don't think. I mean, I'm sure Inner Princess has got something, but to me, I'm like, okay, I'll hit it somewhere to the left. It kind of curves to the right, and then it's just, yeah, it's fantastic. But there we go. There's our top 10 walkabout mini golf courses. And to be honest, the top 5 were exactly the same. The bottom 5 were exactly the same, which shows. So very
We
good.
did it.
Very good. Okay, perfect. Sweet. So to finish off with the podcast, let's look a little bit at 2022. Okay. I won't spend too long on this, but let's have a look at
Yeah,
what
that
we
felt
would.
like a whole podcast in and of itself, man.
I know. I feel like I think we've hit 45 minutes right there. So let's just briefly go through what we want to see in 2022. Okay. So what we kind of do know is in 2022, it's hardware wise. Let's start with hardware. We're gonna have the new headset, which is going to be Project Cambria, which is a premium version headset. It's not going to be a second Quest. It's not going to be a Quest Pro or anything like that. This is going to go hand in hand. Most likely going to be for a different market, like a business market, rather than let's play walkabout together kind of market. But what we do know is eye tracking, face tracking, high res, a colored mixed reality, which is probably going to be important if you want like having your keyboard in there and your desk, the whole desk in there as well. Um, yeah, Samson, what are you hoping for this headset to be like? Do you think what we've heard so far is going to be something that you'd want to get, or do you think this is going to be something that's primarily so much for office use and business use?
I mean, potentially it sounds like it could be very fun for social VR.
Mm-hmm.
Eye tracking, face tracking, and VR chat is pretty ideal. Full body tracking if it has that.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, I mean, like anything, you really got to weigh costs versus like, you know, added value.
Of
Uh,
course.
and who knows, how much it'll cost if I'd rather have the Apple headset.
I was about to say as well, like this is going to be geared towards, this headset, the Apple headset, the potential Steam one as well. I honestly think I know we're the Oculus podcast, but I think if the Oculus Quest was in a market where there's other headsets, like say the Valve headset, which is, say if it's a standalone, right, which was the same price as the Quest or around the same area, I'd probably more likely go for that. I just think the other companies will probably be more solid going forward when it comes to VR. Speaking of that, Meta was touted the worst company of the year, 2021.
Really?
Congratulations to them. Yeah, it was just one of those worst company type awards. And they got I think EA has been up there many times. But yeah, apparently surprising no one that Meta won the worst company. It's a survey from, I'm just looking it up now, from Yahoo Finance, which
Mhm.
does it every year. They do a company of the year based on the market performance, and then also select the worst company of the year just for fun. But yeah, Facebook is the worst company of the year due to the market. But I think, yeah, I think you're right. I think if this is more $1,000 and the Apple comes out with one which is like $1,500 and I can afford it, I'm going with the Apple one. If I'm going to do it, it depends. It depends what it's going to come out with. But you're right. So let's just kind of segues into the next point here is that's going to be the Project Canvas. It's going to be its own thing. Does that rule out a potential Quest 2 successor this year? Or do you think we could potentially get a second piece of hardware, which will be like the Quest 3? Like, what do you think that'll be promising, or do you think Project Cambria will come out and then maybe a Quest 3 gets pushed back to a 2023 potentially?
No, I think there could be like a Quest Plus or something in between.
Just a few
Um,
changes.
yeah, and I think it could come at the end of 2022, try to compete with like PSVR or something like this.
Yeah.
Or, Quest 3 comes out, or it comes out spring 2023. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like Q4, Q1, 2022, 2023 is when, the next
Yeah.
step forward sort of takes place.
Well, I'm very excited to see what PlayStation VR is going to look like. I think it'll be more like a PC VR headset because I think probably it's going to be tethered and
Yeah.
via USB-C, right? So I'm very excited to see what that's going to be like and see if they're worried about it. I mean, the Quest, in terms of sales, it was shown that they outsold the Xbox,
Yeah.
which was wild. And I don't know if that's because of popularity or that because it's so much easier to get a Quest.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of working in their
Combination of the
favor.
both. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because the chip,
I went to my
big
friend's
chip
house the other
shortage. Yeah.
day and his wife had a few friends over and they were just like playing, they were gaming and had the Quest. And I was like, I know that headset. And they've never met me before. And they were like, oh yeah, like the Quest. What do you like? We love Beat Saber. And I was like, oh no.
Of course you do. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I said I have a podcast that talks about it. And they're like, what? No way. They lost it, which was kind of funny. But we already had with
Then
the
they got your autograph.
then they got my autograph, signed their Quest on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ship you the Quest too, so that you can sign it too, and then ship it back. They want both of us on there. um, with the Quest Plus, it was leaked, and we thought it was gonna come out last year. It's gonna come with a better LCD display. I reckon. See, this is my prediction. If I'm going to predict anything, I think no, there's not going to be another Quest this year. I think they're going to focus on this Project Cambria, and then in 2023, some of the features from Project Cambria are going to leak into the Quest hardware.
Mhm.
So that eye tracking, face tracking, you know, and full body kind of tracking with the controllers changing, right? I feel like that will trickle down to the Quest the year after. So we'll see. I'm kind of holding out now because I'm like, I've got the 64K Quest. I don't want to buy a new one because I know there potentially could be a new one. So we'll just wait how the year goes and see what the rumors are like. But that's what I would think. But we'll see. We shall see. Let's finish off then in terms of games of what you're looking for. What in terms of games that we're like, we don't really know what's coming out. I'm actually just gonna read what Kim from our Patreon wrote in. She said she's really hoping for news about Assassin's Creed VR, which is, I mean, the new Splinter Cell
Everybody and their
game.
mother is. So.
I know a new Splinter Cell game got confirmed the other day, but they didn't say it was VR or anything. So I'm assuming they just scrapped that. But yeah, Assassin's Creed VR. I don't know if it's still on the cards. Um, she said Project Cambria is interesting with the pass through. And she thinks it'll be she wants a more easy workspaces and hangouts and VR with friends. For example, like Oculus Home is touted to be. Just make it more accessible. I think that's what they're gonna. I think that's not a bad hope, to be honest. I'm not sure about Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed.
the Horizon Worlds or whatever, or Horizon Home or whatever.
Yeah,
I forget
the
what it's
Oculus
called, yeah.
Home kind of, and yeah, Horizon Home, Oculus Home part where people can just
Yeah,
come
that
into
seems
your
cool.
dashboard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I look forward to that.
definitely. I think it'll make matchmaking much easier, with your friends rather than, oh yeah, here's the walkabout code. Let me tweet it to you. Got the headset
Or even
on.
just like hanging out and not even ending up in a game, right? Like how many
Exactly.
times do you get? Yeah.
Exactly. Especially if they do bring some sort of facial tracking. I wonder if they brought an accessory that was like the HTC Vive that will brings facial tracking by just an attachment. I wonder if they'll ever bring. There's nothing on the Quest though apart from the USB-C.
Right.
So I don't know if they'll ever bring that out. But
And no ports.
no ports. So games for you, Samson. Anything that you're really hoping for, like maybe another revive, like a Resident Evil 4 or a GTA San Andreas, which I don't think is ever going to come out, but we'll see.
Oh, it will come out end of 2022. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I'm not up on like the game rumors as far as like what's coming out this year. So oh no. My cord came out. But so I'm gonna just say I hope they make Halo.
They make Halo. Are you mad?
Halo in VR.
Out of all the things, you don't say Gears of War?
Well, so I actually have two things written down: Halo and Gears of War. I think but next to Gears of War, I have Roadie Run would be tough.
All these three things are like out of the blue. I didn't expect you to say these.
Yeah. No, I think Halo actually like could work more in a VR game.
I wonder if they can
Gears.
tie it with the Halo TV show that's touted to come out finally in 2022, and if they could do something.
Wait. Get this. All right, I got a story. So I've been playing Halo with Kai a bunch, but we've taken a little bit of a break because he had finals for law school. But during this break, I saw something on Amazon that was like Nerf gun. It was like a Halo Nerf gun. It was a needler. And
that sounds
Kai,
amazing, by the way.
yeah, and I was like, this is perfect. I gotta get this for Kai for Christmas, whatever. And so I put in the order, and it's like delivery December 5th. Then December 5th comes and goes, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, it still says delivery December 5th. It never even said shipping. What is this? Anyway, it's freaking coming out December 2022.
First of all, I just looked up and it looks absolutely cool as hell. And absolutely wicked. Do the needles come down as well when you fired? That would be even better.
I
don't
have
know.
no idea. It just looked dope, and I was
But
like,
I just
"This
saw
gotta just yeah."
It's only $100 actually. I expect it to be more expensive, but 1st of November 2022. Holy moly!
Yeah. So
That's
I've got
some sort
that
of
coming
pre-order.
next year. Yeah.
You have to pre-order by the end of this year. It's limited edition. Holy crap! I gotta watch this video. This looks sick. Okay. The first thing I'm gonna do after this podcast is go to my housemate. He's currently hungover in the living room watching football, and I'm gonna have to show him this. He's gonna lose his shit. He's not much of a gamer, but Halo. Oh my gosh. Holy moly. Okay, talk about more Oculus stuff. For me, I'm really hoping in terms of software, I really hope they do something with the UI change. I think I spoke about that as a disappointment last episode and throughout the year, to be honest. I really hope they change the UI because I think it's terrible. I think it's really bad. Even now, like I was just trying to jump into Walkabout to get a screenshot so I can write down all the
Levels.
courses. That was
Yeah.
such a pain in the butt. They have to press the Oculus home button. They have to go into sharing. Then have to take photo, and then it just takes the photo. I'm like, hold on, I'm not ready to take the photo. You
Just
know?
say Facebook take a photo. Come on, man.
Oh
Voice
yeah.
commands.
Oh yeah. Crap. I forgot about that. I'm just scared if I say that, there's like a demon just to appear, Mark Zuckerberg. You know, like when you say Bloody Mary so many times in the window, in the mirror, and there's all of a sudden there's someone.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Exactly. Take the headset off. Like, how's it going, Mark? You want to come on a podcast? No. I hope just like Kim said, I hope that Horizon Worlds gets kind of incorporated more and becomes like the main hub of the quest, you know, or have some more friends integration with the Oculus Home hangout feature. And in games in general, I hope there's gonna be I hope there's more games that are not like the games that we have right now. What I'm saying is that there's a lot of games that are zombie shooters or just shooters in general. I want more variety. There is a lot of variety if you look for it, but I want more variety in there. You know, the biggest games that came out at the end of this year were After the Fall and Resident Evil. You know, very similar games in terms of like what they are in terms of
Yeah.
the zombie shooter.
And to
Obviously, very
Walking Dead.
yeah, and very obviously very different when it comes to what the game is and when you get in depth. But on the surface, some people don't like this stuff. You know, I like it, but sometimes I still haven't bought After the Fall just because I was like, you know what, I don't want to. I'm not into this right now. Right now, I was super into it. Then it came out. I looked at the reviews. I was like, I'm gonna buy it at some point, but right now, you know, unless you say to me later on, you'd be like, hey Dan, let's get it After the Fall with two
Mm-hmm.
of the guys. I'd be like, okay, I'll buy it right now. But yeah, I'm hoping for some more game. Like we're not gonna get Moss till maybe the end of the year. I know it's coming out in March in PlayStation VR. Give me more titles of that. I'm really excited to see what should I call it? The kind of VR movies or experiences come
Mm-hmm.
out in VR and such. That's something that I'm really excited for as well to see what people come out with. Because it's always been one of my favorites. Um, but yeah, that's literally what the game's gonna see. Because one of those that they just announce them and they release them when it comes out. Um, in terms of remakes and classic games, it would be cool if they brought the LA Noir case files over to Quest. I think that would be nice. Um, nice addition, especially like Rockstar, just to kind of flex their muscles a little bit in VR
Mm-hmm.
before heading with the full San Andreas Sport, which I don't think is going to come out. I'm hoping it comes out. But yeah, I'm really excited about how Horizon Worlds are going to be too. Let's see what that's going to be. Can it be a Rec Room VR chat killer? Probably not, but it
We'll
probably
see.
might be something. Sweet. Okay. Right. I think before we just top off the show, because I think we're getting a little bit too long now. Samson, did you play anything this week that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. All right. So I've got a little bit of an embarrassing story. A couple weeks ago, Supernatural is running some sort of, deal promotion, if you will. Where you sign up for a year, you get the little pad thing. You know what I'm talking
I
about?
know
The
where
little
this is
circle.
going. Continue.
Yeah. So I signed up for the trial. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna get the thing for free anyway. See how it goes. Anyway, I didn't try it out during the trial. And then I was charged for the year. And then I was like, all right, so now I really should try this. So I finally got into Supernatural. And yeah, I did a boxing workout, good amount of squatting. My
Yeah,
God. Solid workout. I did enjoy it. I enjoy it for a workout. Like, yeah, it
which is
is
what it
not.
is.
Yeah, it is 100%. Yeah, that is what it is. It is not as fun as a game,
No, it's not.
but
Even though it has Beat Saber elements in one of
yeah,
in it's still not the same.
but it is more fun to me than going to the gym. Like I did it in my underwear.
Nice.
Um, yeah.
You did get sweaty, I
So
guess. The sweaty
yeah,
balls, you know.
I did get sweaty,
Have
and
to
I
get
am
fresh.
like, I got my winter blubber on right now, so I'm just trying to deal with that. And recently got myself an Apple Watch, so I linked that up. So yeah, if any of our listeners are on the
Supernatural train.
supernatural train, yeah, hit me up, friend request me or whatever. Let's keep each other honest.
Yeah.
I think I put down I want to get in 3 days a week. Honestly, I don't know that I'll make that, but it seemed like a decent goal.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I mean,
So yeah.
I think the boxing is definitely my favorite part of it. I just want to give a shout out to Power Beats VR because Kim Patreon, as we spoke about Kim, I think 3 or 4 times already in the show. Um, she really likes the well, she'd been playing Supernatural, but she couldn't really justify the subscription price, so she bought Power Beats VR, which is on sale for 40% off on App Lab currently. I don't know if it's going on for the time that this comes out. Um, but she starts to love it. She said that you can put custom songs in there as well. It's not as beautiful as Supernatural, is what she's saying in terms of the environments, but a lot of boxing workouts, for example, and custom songs. And once you put custom songs in, she hasn't tried this yet, but she says when you put custom songs in, they will tailor the workout to the song essentially. So I'm interested to see how that works. I think it's normally 20 something dollars, but it's currently $14 on
Right.
App Lab. So I definitely want to have a look at that. But
I do
yeah,
want some friendly competition. I wish I could get like one or two of my friends to get Supernatural. It'd be more fun.
yeah.
Just like see the workouts against one another, I guess.
I'll be in it.
Uh,
I haven't got the membership right
but
now
yeah,
because I canceled it because I'm going home for 3 weeks. But when I come back, I'll probably go back
renew.
into it. Yeah, renew
And
because
I have
I
this
like
nice
it.
little mat. I do like the mat.
Yeah,
Makes it easier for you know, not getting lost in VR.
yeah. The having a VR mat is I think is
Yeah.
a great thing for when you have a small space. Um,
And then so I've been playing some Supernatural and Walkabout, and that's about it.
Sounds like a winner to me. That's literally been my last 4 weeks, along with Walking Dead, along with Medal of Honor. I keep running out of space constantly,
But but
but
Kai's law school finals are over, so I am excited to get back into Halo 2
all right, let's end this
campaign.
podcast now because we're talking about non-Oculus stuff, and I really want to look at this Nerf gun more. This
Wait,
needle.
what have you been playing? What have you been playing?
I've not been playing anything. I've been playing the
Okay,
same stuff I've been playing for the last 3 weeks because of my quest limits. I
I
don't
got
want to
you.
do. I don't want to delete Medal of Honor because I was like, I just want to finish it and then I will send it back. Send it back. I will delete it. I think what my Christmas game is going to be. Hopefully, I can finish Medal of Honor within the next week or so. But it is a big game. Yeah, it's a really big game. But I'm hoping to be my Christmas game. Resident Evil 4 VR is what I'm hoping to. So yeah, so we'll see when we come back over our Christmas break, which is going to be about 2 to 3 weeks, depending on my COVID status, because I'm going back to the UK on Tuesday. So by the time you're listening to this podcast, I have touched down in the UK, but it's a big COVID mess down there. So we'll see. But the podcast will come back towards the middle to end of January. Um,
All right.
and then we'll be back. So have a lovely Christmas, have a lovely New Year's, get lots of VR in. And remember, do not give people new to VR roller coaster simulators, race car simulators, nothing like that, please. Give them Walkabout, put them into Tourist Trap, get them into Kyoto Valley, and they're gonna love it, and they'll keep it, and they'll probably buy one themselves. Anyway, happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays.